Welcome guys, we have a question of variation before us, and this is a math paper 1 question. Now the question reads, it is given that y varies directly as the cube root of x and inversely as the square of z, and y is equal to 2 when x is equal to 8 and z is equal to 4. Find question A, k, the constant of variation. So we'll begin by first constructing the equation. So we need to look at the first letter mentioned is y. So you write y, then it varies directly. Then the language is also important. So cube root of x, it means you write the square root and you put a 3. So that is the cube root of something. Now since it's a cube root of x, you put x under this. And the inversely of let's say the inverse of 2 is 2 to the power negative 1, which is same as 1 over 2. The inverse of x is x raised to the power negative 1, which is same as 1 over x. So to simplify our work, whenever the inverse language is mentioned, you write 1 over, now we are told the square, then our z must be squared. From there, we introduce the equal sign. Then after the equal sign comes the constant variation multiplied by the cube root of x over the z squared. So the inverse part must be on the denominator. Then we can proceed to find out the value of k. So we substitute y is equal to 2. So we put 2 here. K. Then we have the cube root of our x is 8. This is the value of 8 over our x is 4. I mean z is 4. Remember our z is squared. So you put 4 times 4 over 1. Then you cross multiply. So we have k multiplied by, we need to find the cube root of 8. So the cube root of a number is a number that we can multiply by the same number 3 times to give us the number under the cube root. For example, 1 multiplied by 1 times 1 will give us 1. Therefore, the cube root of 1 is 1. If we try 2 times 2 is 8. Then the cube root of 80 will give us 2. So it simply means we need the 3 2's to get us to 8. So the cube root of 8 is 2 is equal to, then for this one I'll just say 2 multiplied by 4 times 4. Then I'll divide by 2 and also divide by 2. So you can see that I've not multiplied 4 times 4 giving us 16 times 2, 32. I've just left the numbers because I know that these 2 will cancel with these 2. Then you'll say 4 times 4 will give us now 16. We move on to question B. So question B, they just want the equation connecting x, y, and z. So the first step is you write y, I mean the equation that you formed. So y is equal to k times the cube root of x divided by z squared. Now for this question, whenever you are finding the equation connecting the 3 variables, the x, y, and z variables must just be remained there. So the only thing that should be done is you need to substitute k with the value that you have found. In our case, k is equal to 16. So y is equal to 16 times the cube root of x, then divided by z squared. So this is our equation. Then for question C, the values of z. So y, the first y value was 2. Now if this y has changed to 12, x has changed from 8 to 27, what would be the new value of z? That's why variation is all about the changing. If one value changes, what happens to the other value? So let's see by calculation. So we'll say y is equal to k cube root of x over z squared. So y is 12, k is 16, then times the cube root of 27 over z squared. So this is what we are looking for. So if you go back to 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 will give us 27. The cube root of 27 will give us 3. So we know that now this will be 16 times 3 over z squared over 1, then we cross multiply. So the 12 will multiply with the z squared, giving us 12 times z squared is equal to 16 multiplied by 3. I'm not going to say 16 multiplied by 3. We know that this will give us 48. No, I'm not going to write 48. So what I'll do is I'll divide by 12. Then I can break 12 into two numbers in such a way that one of the two numbers will be equal to 3. So we know that if we have 3, we need 4. 4 times 3 is 12, so that I can cancel this. Then I cancel this. Then z squared is equal to, now this is simple, 4 into 16 will give us 4. Then we take the square root of each side. Then the value of z is plus or minus 2. That's why we are told values. So I expected to have 2 values. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.